Welcome back. Antibiotics save lives, but many are not needed, and overusing them can be dangerous.
Yeah, many parents expect a prescription for antibiotics every time they take their child to a pediatrician, and some are disappointed or even angry when they don't leave with one. We have Dr. Julia Arana with us today from Children's Hospital, and we appreciate you coming in because this is an important topic. First, talk about that experience of parents' expectations when it comes to antibiotics.
Antibiotics revolutionized healthcare, 60, 70 years ago. And so we learned to expect them to work for everything. But people need to understand that antibiotics work on bacteria, not viruses. So the different infections need different things. So bacteria like strep throat, an ear infection, a pneumonia, but viruses are not created in a way that antibiotics will work. So the cold or the flu, a lot of respiratory illnesses that we have, antibiotics just don't work for.
All right, so what are some of the negatives of getting overprescribed antibiotics?
Well, simple things children are more susceptible for, like side effects like diarrhea, upset stomach, not feeling well. And then they can also have severe allergic reactions, rashes, things like that. You can also have an infection called C. diff, which is a severe diarrhea caused by antibiotic overuse. And then I think that the worst thing that we need to think about that's really silent is antibiotic resistance. As we overuse antibiotics, we're creating resistant organisms that no antibiotics are going to work for, and that's going to be a serious health problem.
Yeah, you mentioned the viral versus bacteria. Do you still want parents to take their child to the doctor if it's just a cold or upper respiratory?
Right, so sometimes the difference between a bacteria and viruses is subtle, and I do think that if your child is ill, they need to see a doctor or their clinician in order to determine if it is a bacteria or a virus, so that you can use the antibiotics appropriately if they're needed, or your doctor could recommend something over the counter or something to make your child feel better.
Sure.
All right, and what are some things you shouldn't do with antibiotics?
Well, you should never share antibiotics. Don't take someone else's antibiotics because it might not be the right one for your infection. Don't want to put them in the closet and keep them. Also, the most important thing is to take them as prescribed. So they are prescribed for a certain length of time and a certain number of times per day to be effective. And if you stop taking them when you feel better, then you're creating resistance, which will become a problem for you and the community.
All right, great information. Any other pieces of advice when it comes to antibiotics?
I would just say be aware that resistance is out there and just take them when you have to.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.